are real fights, or they are trying to divert attention from the real crisis pressing the people of Zimbabwe. But also, when I focus on that line of thought, I'm asking myself, why would ZANU-PF create this? I mean, it is definitely not diverting the attentions of the people of Zimbabwe from the real crisis facing the nation. If there is anything, it actually exposes that ZANU-PF is a failed project. And if ZANU-PF is a failed project, hence, I mean, everything that it has tried to achieve over the past years has also failed. Guess what? Tagwirei has fired shots back at Chris Mutsvangwa, following the remarks that were made by Chris Mutsvangwa yesterday during his presser. I told you that Chris Mutsvangwa will always go out of bounds, stipulated bounds. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Tonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next. So I was about to play you an audio. I don't know what is happening. Then network happens. So let me try to play it again.
The tick box was looked at as to the ability of that person to be in the meeting, and the recommendations of Harare were assessed as to whether they satisfy that eligibility. Sadly, for Harare province, it wasn't the case, so he wasn't successful. Their bid to support him wasn't successful. But that is it may.
Just listening, I'm correcting something aside.
Including business people. You can always go back and start again. All through the processes, and if you finally meet the tick box, you may find yourself again as a central committee. But for the time being, you may not be satisfied with those conditions. It's not what tiri mauri. Takenda tiri 19 years. We are still there. We may also have aspired to become very high along the way, but 40 years later we still there. You see, because the party has a way of doing certain things. So the members of the party vanoziva musangano wavo havanyanyori mwoyo nezvakadaro kudzokera mukiu vonoita zvinodiwa neparty. Who knows, next time you may be successful. Does that answer you?
Okay, so it's part of the snippet what actually Chris Mutsvangwa said about Tagwirei, and it looks like Tagwirei did not take that lightly. He actually says whatever was said by Chris Mutsvangwa, says it is unfounded and ungrateful for ZANU-PF to accuse him of trying to buy votes and manipulate party structures to rise to the top, as he has spent a lot of money funding the organization. So this was Tagwirei. In fact, this was actually issued by the Presidential Land Tenure Program. This is the speech that was issued through. So it is as follows. Let me read the speech and then we will come to analysis. It says, the recent commentary aimed at Dr. Tagwirei remarks, which have not only misrepresented his legacy, but disrespected his unwavering contributions, unwavering contributions to both ZANU-PF and the nation at large. Dr. Tagwirei is not new to ZANU-PF. His involvement spans years of active support, partnership and strategic investment into programs that have benefited Zimbabweans directly. To suggest that he seeks to buy influence within the party or use personal resources to manipulate structures is both unfounded and ungrateful. Let us be clear, true patriots, which means they are true and fake patriots, but they are referring to true patriots, don't parade their allegiance. They demonstrated Dr. Tagwirei's role within the movement is one of substance, not spectacle. His actions speak in the upliftment of communities, the support of national goals, and the stability he helps reinforce during difficult times. We reject the notion that private sector involvement equates to manipulation. Instead, we affirm that it's a vital pillar of progress, and leaders like Dr. Tagwirei embody what it means to serve Zimbabwe outside of fanfare or political ambition. So let us not dishonor what has been built. Let us not allow envy or misunderstanding to stay in a legacy rooted in loyalty and nation building. Dr. Tagwirei is not a symptom, he is a solution. Zimbabwe deserves to be led by those who serve first, speak second. So if you look at this department that Gudawashe Tagwirei decided to respond to Chris Mutsvangwa with, it is actually a department that was created by Emmerson Mnangagwa. And remember, Gudawashe Tagwirei is also appointed into that position to be the chairperson of the Land Tenure Committee. Is appointed by Emmerson Mnangagwa. And don't ever think that Gudawashe Tagwirei coming into ZANU-PF, it is his own actually ambitions. It is a directive from the bedroom of Emmerson Mnangagwa. That is why I asked myself, where does Chris Mutsvangwa stand, especially pertaining to ZANU-PF factionalism at the moment? Is he supporting Mnangagwa faction, or he has crossed to the other faction? It's quite difficult really to tell exactly where does Chris Mutsvangwa stands as far as ZANU-PF factionalism is concerned. So Tagwirei responding, distancing himself from the utterances that have been ushered by Chris Mutsvangwa, saying these utterances are influenced by nothing else but envy and the spirit of ungratefulness. So the response by this Land Tenure Committee, don't ever think they are just doing this on their own accord. They are doing this through instructions. Instructions have been given to actually respond to Chris Mutsvangwa. So Chris Mutsvangwa is on the wrong side of the faction of Emmerson Mnangagwa. He crossed the line. And the mind-boggling question, something that disturbed me, what is it that Chris Mutsvangwa knows, especially to develop this bravery or bravado, to actually show a middle finger to the Emmerson Mnangagwa faction? So you can tell that there is turmoil in ZANU-PF, serious turmoil. ZANU-PF is in serious crisis. It has never been before. And we watch to see, we are witnessing when Mnangagwa wants to put in people who are in business, so-called in business, who have been receiving tenders through his government to be part of ZANU-PF. But ZANU-PF is rejecting those people, saying you cannot buy your way into the top. Go and start from the grassroots. If you heard Chris Mutsvangwa making an example of himself, saying he joined ZANU-PF at around 17 years, but he still hasn't reached the highest level. Then someone just comes from yesterday, he wants to be at the top there. So you can tell. Also, this gives an indication of how Zimbabwe is governed and the perceptions, especially within ZANU-PF members. So do you think these are individuals who can allow an opposition political leader to take over the country? You can hear their mentality. The fact that they tell themselves that they went to war to fight for Zimbabwe, look at what they are doing amongst themselves. It is a pointer to the mentality and the spirit of ZANU-PF and the political conceptualization of ZANU-PF. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the subscribe plus button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Please take note, we are available on X, formerly Twitter, as Don't Panic Global News, as well as also on Facebook as Don't Panic Global News. Kindly follow us on these respective channels. Umhlabane is signing off.